start. Oh, Lee spun. But look at that. Panels to the inside. Oh. Here we go, Deck. Is he going to hold it? Oh, they make contact. Mata comes across the line. And for the fourth time, he is your VSL champion. Hello everybody and welcome along to VSL Season 8. We've had 3 rounds of the season already and it's been absolutely fantastic. And what a better way to kick off round 4 on the streets of Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We hope to see more finishers than we did last season. My name is GeForce and joining me as per usual, it is of course Mr. Liam Yu, also known as Evil Dragon. Liam, how are you doing tonight?
Well, hello everyone for starters. Welcome to Baku. Well, I'm doing very good in my skybox. Right now, here, well, somewhere in Baku, I don't know, might be in that big tower over there, it's quite cool. But this circuit, of course, first hosted a race back in 2016. Of course, that was the European Grand Prix back then, for that 1 year it was, even though technically this area is pretty much literally bordering Asia, according to the maps, and of course, I'll say, it's very pretty around here, but how are you, Jess?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. We had a fantastic race last week in Bahrain. Everyone loves Bahrain around here. We saw one of our reserve drivers, Timo, taking the race victory. It was quite close, actually, between himself and Casper. Casper extended his lead in the Drivers' Championship. A little bit about that later on. And Mata finished in the top 3 as well. So he's been able to close in on Casper and Slenderman in the championship as well. 2 points separating between Slenderman and Mata there as well. And both the Alfa Romeos of Slenderman and Red Matt did quite well last week too, as well as Sam in 4th position. There was a time penalty that was given to Matt Ryan for his incident with a few carts somewhere. I need to actually check what that was, but I'll go into a bit more detail later on once I find the Discord. But Baku, it is going to be a dry session so far in qualifying as well, but it's near the sea. It probably could be some weather on the horizon, but what is so different about this track compared to other tracks? What makes it so difficult for the drivers?
Well, what makes it difficult for the drivers is I ride on board with Acorn, is this section here. Now, if you don't know Baku very much, and if you're the first time here, well, be surprised, because this corner, very tight. This corner as well, very tight. This corner, very tricky. It is a street circuit here around Azerbaijan, snaking itself around the modern part of the city and also snaking itself around the castle section as well. What I have been informed, by the way, is good news, I suppose, or bad news, is it's not going to rain during the race. We're going to get a dry race, which I suppose for some is good. I like a nice wet race around Baku, though, because it's entertaining. Especially, and we will notice one thing, by the way, during the race. This corner here, the back, well, pretty much the last corner on the circuit, very easy to drop it. I've seen many a car spin around there, and there is no small accidents down this straight in real life. You get a puncture, just hope it doesn't snap left, because, well, that wall on the left hurts. And you can't snap into the wall on the right like real life, like Verstappen did, because it's not there. Actually, because for some reason on this game they don't laser scan the tracks, and it upsets me. Some of them are good. Don't talk to me about Belgium. I get sad.
Yes, there are certain tracks that are not laser scanned properly. Now I'm riding on board with Deck actually, and he's getting I think both Mike and Deck are on their laps at the moment actually, which is not helping. It's kind of like they're in a race right now. We'll see if anyone else is further ahead on a lap. Probably the Alpine of Ryan Berry. Yes, he is on a lap. Kai sitting in P9 in the standings. Feels like he could do a lot better as he heads towards the infamous castle section where we've seen Charles Leclerc saying, "I am stupid," so many times. We also see George Russell crash near there as well, and there was quite a few things that happened there that was quite dangerous with the circuit actually, which caused a few incidents. Let's hope we don't see that today. So you go down the hill here. Oh, as he grazed the wall just a little bit, heading towards turn 16, clipping that left curve at the start of sector 3. 1:15.7, not a bad lap for him so far, but I think the wall must have cost him quite a bit of time in that Alpine car. He's going to be, I think, the first person to set a lap time. a long straight coming up here as well. You're going at almost 200 miles an hour. DRS activated for him, and we'll see what he could do so far. He's on higher fuel mode, so the lap time will be a banker time. It's a 1:40.5, and then we've got Deck and I think it was Mike crossed the line. It was 1:42.9 and a 1:43.1 for Mike, so he cost a bit of time there. We've got the Ferrari of Flexi. He's coming up to the line now as well. See what he does, and his provisional pole with a 1:39.1, Liam.
Yeah, I'm just watching the drivers. They're getting a little bit close right now. They're all trying to... I know what they're doing. They're all going for the toe strategy. Unfortunately, for Mike... well, Deck and I believe it was Mike, actually. Those are the correct names. I'm getting there on the names. They both nearly ran into each other into the infamous corner where Vettel and Hamilton decided to play dodgems together. Riding on board with Yarham then. He's currently in 10th position. He'll cross the line and go up to P3. A lot of them on the medium tyres, I'm noting as well, Jess. And this is going to be quite crucial if some of them start on the mediums, because the softs around here, they do go off pretty quickly. It's not ideal. Casper in the other Ferrari, meanwhile, well, he goes P1. That's not quite much of a surprise, as the Ferraris are the only drivers on the medium tyres.
Yes, as well.
Softs, did I say?
Just to get a feel for the track for them, is we just seeing Tony, who was very unfortunate to get involved in an incident last week with Cam, of course, but they put their differences aside and they were able to recover, and let's hope for Tony's sake he has a better race. We've got a few reserve drivers this week, so we'll go through them all for you. So, filling in for Risky tonight, we have Speed Iceman, also known as Ben. Pete is back this week, so great for Pete to have him back. I believe Timo is filling in for Hayden, who is off for a few weeks. I think he's on a holiday or something, or doing something for work. So best of luck to you, Hayden. And in the Alpha Tauri, filling in for Lee, we got Red Matt. So Red Matt is in for a second week in a row. We've got George back in this week. He's going through. He was going to go to the final corner, but he goes into the pit. And I believe that is all the reserves that we have. Yarham is making his second race as a full-time driver. Did quite well last week until we got a bit unlucky in the final few laps. Did a bit of a spin, but his pace is up there as well. But I can imagine he'll be a lot faster on those medium tyres as well, because you don't really want to be using too much softs at the time being. And it's N8, also known as Ahmed, just hit the castle section there on the left-hand side. Hardly any damage though, but that's cost him a bit of time there. 4 people yet to set a lap time, Liam.
Yeah, front left end plate's gone there, so that'll be a pit stop there. So that'll be, well, when we say light damage, it's a bit more damage there, but riding aboard as well, just turned in ever so slightly early. It's so easy because remember, in qualifying, the sun a lot lower than it is in the race, of course. It's around about 4 p.m., I believe, or 4 or 5 p.m. in real life. So you come through these corners, and the sun, especially up there, is so low. Very easy to catch up. Lewis Hamilton did a very similar thing on the right-hand side a few years back. I remember it was in 2016 as Acorn gets a little bit squiggly there with the side of NA. Almost hit him, actually, as they come down into the pit lane, as everyone is coming into the pits, apart from Matt Ryan, who crosses the line right now. Let's see where he can go. P15 then for the Williams driver. Next to cross the line will be, if he's on a lap time, it would be Knighton. Let's see, he's on an invalid lap time though, so we're having a look to see who's on a lap. We've got Kai, he is on an invalid lap as well. Yeah, Kieran, my apologies, on a lap. I'm going to call him Kylo constantly because it's what his name says, and he is taking the slow line through the back of the circuit to recharge his batteries. We've also got Matter on a lap time, and he's currently coming through the, I say the fast corners. I mean, most of the circuit is flat out. Down on the brakes, down into about 4 third gear, chuck it into the left-hander, nice and smooth through that to avoid the very heavy concrete roll through the last couple of corners, and now it's flat all the way to the line, of course. Purple sector 2, on my screen at least, so let's see if that is actually purple. Left, right, power, a little more kinking to the right, and then open the DRS any second now. 3, 2, 1, and now opens the DRS Now let's see what the Mercedes-AMG Petronas does across the line. Now can he go near the front? It's P6 then for Mr. Red Matt. For Matter. There. I always get all the more confused because everyone's got Matt in their name. It confuses me.
Yeah, there's so many Ryans as well. We got Matt Ryan, Ryan Berry as well. We got another yellow flag somewhere. I think a lot of people seem to be invalidating their laps right now, which is quite common around here in Baku. You don't get penalties though as much of the time as I found out in racing. I think there was one race I did in Baku. I think there was only one person that got penalties, and that was it. The rest of them just ended up crashing into a wall. So we'll go through the timing so far. Tony is on provisional pole position with a 1:38.524, closely followed by Iceman, just under a tenth, separating the top two with a 1:38.674. Casper in P3 with a 1:38.936. Flexi, his teammate, in fourth position with a 1:39.1. Timo in fifth. Matter in sixth. And we've got Ryan Berry, who is on a lap as well. Where is he at the moment? He's going through, is it turn 4? As you can see, towards turn 5 and 6 now. Where we have Johan in 7th, Senderman 8th, Red Matt in 9th, Panos in 10th. It's quite close at the moment between the top 10, closer than I thought it was going to be right now. But I think we can see more people out of the 1:39. We got the Mercedes as Matt Ryan has binned it. Castle section. Not really surprised there.
Take that off your tick list of who's going to crash in the castle section. There is one already. Panos was going purple in sector 1. I just saw there for a second. As I run on board of him, we might be able to see actually where the stricken car is. Let's hope it's ghosted. As you come through, let's see. He's despawned. Right, as I go and say where he is, well, he's not there. There is the answer to that. On board with Panos low through towards the second split. Let's see what his lap time is so far. And these corners of Jess, as I say, it's like Jeddah. It's so fast as Casper just about realises there's a car coming, gets right out of the way, and it's so easy just to go off the road here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. All Panos had a bit of a slide there coming out of turn 16. That was not good for him at all. And there's so many 90-degree handers around this track, and it's just so easy to get wrong at times as well. And it's kind of synonymous with street circuits, like you say, with Jeddah, so it's not really that surprising as well. And there's little margin for error here because of the traction zones in certain corners. His Panos up to the line, P4, and his teammate for tonight, Timo, is continuing where he left off last week and is on pole position. And Tony saying, thank you very much, I'm taking that pole position away from you with a 1:38.0. Now that's a very good lap time from him. Let's see any more people up to the line. We've got Slenderman, or is it Kieran? It's probably Kieran who's about to start his outlap. So will be Flexi up to the line next to finish off his lap, finishing third last season. And we'll see taking the right hand side up to the line, moves out of the way, 8 tenths, almost 9 tenths quicker, puts himself into P2, but not quite pole position for now. We've got Iceman and we've got an AlphaTauri as well on their laps. It's not Red Matt because Red Matt is in the pit. It is Mike as well. Mike is slowing down just a little bit. This might help Iceman a little bit. This is good for Iceman at the moment. Only P2 now. I've seen a race last week where Iceman usually looks very quick around here as well. And even if he has a bad race or anything like that, he can always come back to near the front. I believe he finished P2 on that day. So I think he's one of the favourites, I would say. He kind of likes this chat. Practiced quite a lot here as well, but obviously I'm not going to say anything more. Slenderman goes through, what corner is it? Turn 15, I believe. Yes, turn 15 towards turn 16. Another yellow flag. I think it's just people moving out the way. Slenderman's actually purple in the middle sector, so this lap's looking quite good for the Alfa Romeo.
There's a lot of flags themselves. I'm trying to keep up with what's going on with all the yellow flags. Like, she's popping up and wearing, and someone going off, because I mean, it's so easy to see, but as you say, Jess, Slenderman comes to the line, might have set a purple sector 2. It's not coming up at all purple for me, but let's see. Knowing my luck, he'll go and put it on the second row of the grid. It's not the second row of the grid, it's 7. That's the first, second, third, fourth row of the grid, so it isn't a decimal of 2 right there. As you can see, a few people at the back end of the circuit getting out of the way right now. Knighton up on his lap time. He's in 11th position for McLaren, of course. We're hoping for points, and that was almost off the circuit there for the McLaren driver. But Knighton coming through here, you'll see a Mercedes coming up very quickly on the inside of Acon. Get himself a night out the way. And then he comes down here. Might get a potentially a little tow from his teammate. I think his teammate... See, is he going to give him a little tow down the straight?
Well, they are speed compatriots after all.
Not going to give a tow, but it is purple sector 2 as well, actually, for Knighton. Comes through the last corner, builds the revs up over 200 miles an hour, give or take. 194, 95, we're going to hit 200, 96.
Yes.
There's 200,
oh,
and he comes in the
he's
pit.
going to the pit.
Well, maybe he wasn't doing another lap, but he was 9/10 up, apparently. So there's that one.
Yeah, George's on the lap in the Haas, and he's invalidated.
I feel like it's invalidating when we go to them, Jess. It's a habit right now. We know it's a difficult track. I was about to say Kieran's on a lap, but he's also invalidated his lap time. We've got Casper, the friendly ghost, on a lap time, and let's see, well, he's currently in 7th, his teammate in 3rd, and Casper...
He's on his out lap.
Oh, he's on his out lap, actually. My apologies. But yeah, so Casper, he's hoping for a good result this week as well. He's got another yellow flag that's coming into the pit lane. With not long to go, we've got 2 minutes to go in qualifying, so everyone wants to be coming out probably, well, right now, I imagine, is the ideal situation. So we're going to see a flurry of cars coming out, and some of them are going to get another lap in. So it's like Yahan, we've got Kieran, right, we say, not going to be setting a lap time. Newgarden, down the back, he's going to be hoping for a good lap. He is, well, he hasn't set a lap time, so he can only be better than what he's got.
Yeah, as he goes through turn 60, well, past turn 60 now, he's going to go right in that right-hander. Now it's going to be fully straight towards the final corner. There's a few kinks here on this final straight of the circuit as well. And it does depend on the setup whether you can go 200 miles an hour or not. He went 200 miles per hour a lot later than what we saw other drivers do. He's got a lap time on the board, and it's quicker than 2 drivers at the moment, 140.5. So still a lot of time to find there. Ryan Berry's about to start one of his final laps, but there's everybody else out on circuit as well. And obviously, since it is kind of like a race patrician track today, if you survive, you're more than likely going to get scoring well, because the top 12 in a VSL do score points, as Kieran has retired. Is that in the pits, or is there someone on track? It is in the pits. Okay, so I think he was quite happy with his lap and doesn't want to continue, or he just wants a fresh set of softs for the race, so he's probably not confident that he's gonna not get damaged. So yeah, that's probably what he wants to say. But it's also probably what I would have done as well. But final few moments before people are about to start their laps with a minute to go. It is crunch time, Liam. Let's see who's going to get pole position. Will anyone beat Tony's time of 1:38.0? Will we see the first person into the 1 minute 37? Ryan Berry will be the first person we will see on a lap, and we'll see if he could do that.
What has happened here between Casper and Slender there? I think they've ran into each other slightly. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but looks like Casper's backed off his lap time. I think Slender's an AI. I think he might have been typing in a chat or something, but looked like Casper, he was going quick, then he suddenly slowed down. I'm not sure if I missaw something there, but looks like they definitely held each other up ever so slightly as I go through and see who is currently on a lap time. We've got Panos coming through the last corner right now to finish his lap. He is 3 tenths up, so he should go around about P4 then. He might jump ahead of his teammate Timo. It'll be awfully close actually to his teammate. To be honest, let's see, can he go and jump ahead of his teammate? No, he does not. 13/100ths of a second to his teammate, might I say. Then we've got a car off in the castle section as well. That is the Alpha Tauri, and that is on the inside. That is of Red Matt, so he's dropped it through that. And that is the end of his qualifying as well. We've got Tony coming through there as well, and it's right kind of on the situation where you can hit that car if you're not careful.
Yeah, it is, and I think Tony is on a good lap, so he's potentially going to be getting pole position. Nope, he's not going to get pole position like that because he's unfortunately hit the wall. But I think maybe Iceman could go quicker. He's only a few 100s slower than his previous best at the moment. I'm just going to close a few windows down because the stream seems to be lagging at the moment. So hopefully those will be sorted very, very soon. Checker flag has dropped for some of these drivers. We've got the Alpines finishing their laps. I think we got Tony P finishing his lap first. We got Tony that does get it on pole. So that little graze of the wall did not affect him too much. But the other Tony, P11 for him at the moment. So looking good. Yarham in 4th position. Timo up to the line. What can he do? 138.1. Then we've got Iceman then. Looking quite quick already on this lap in the middle sector. Let's see then. Is it going to be pole position? Yes, it is. 137.896. A tenth, just over a tenth quicker. Well, just under a tenth quicker actually. Than Tony 7765. And that is it for qualifying. And it is Iceman on pole position, Liam.
Yeah, Iceman hooked that lap up as well. Tony, he got a toe from, I don't know who it was actually, if I'm not certain. It was definitely another car. It might have been Mikey we got a toe off of here. It was definitely a darker coloured car, but he got a toe off of him because that hitting that wall really cost him because he was 2 tenths down and he was a 10th up then on his lap time. So without grazing that wall, that could have been a 37.7, I reckon, as Flexi is retired in the pit lane. And that, of course, rounds off qualifying. But it's the Iceman in Baku on a circuit where you need to be as cold as ice. And, of course, he is ready very much to sacrifice. He is on pole in Azerbaijan from Tony. Timo in 3rd. Flexi ahead of Yarham. Matt ahead of Panels. Knighton ahead of Kieran. Casper down in 10th position. He's going to be a little bit disappointed on that one. Alongside Slenderman in 11th. Tony in 12th. Redmat ahead of Ryan and N8. And then we've got George, the scribble of Acorn, and Len Newgarden, Ryan, and Mikey down the back of the grid.
Yep, so that is your qualifying order then, and we have 2 people in the 1 minute 37s, which I had to say is quite incredible. I did say there would be someone in the 1 minute 37s, and it is great to see. So we've got a few things to say before we head to the race. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, VSL no, that's the code. Scrap that. It is Rogue Energy, our sponsor. You can use the code VSL F1 for 10% off by going onto their website and checking out their products there. So we got that out of the way. Let's have a look at our championship standings from last week, as obviously Casper scored quite well last week. Again, he leads the championship by just a few points to Slenderman in P2, 95 points to 45. We got Matta in 3rd position. Timo, obviously after his win last week, in 4th. Flexi in 5th. Cliffy in 6th. That is Tony, by the way. J-Luke, our reserve, in 7th. Lee, who is not here tonight, in 8th. Ryan Berry in 9th. Red Matt in 10th. Then we got Deck, Kieran, Mike, Tony P, Cooper. So that's on 11, 10, 10, 9, 6 respectively. Risky's on 6, Yarham's on 6, getting his first points on the board last week. Matt Ryan with 5 points. Cam with 5 points as well. Ahmed with 4 points. Second page we go. Yuri on 2 points. And everyone else, Newgarden, George, Pete, Hayden, Iceman, Panos and Kev yet to score. And obviously, we had a few retirements from quite a lot of drivers already, including Pete, with most of his spins. But maybe tonight, it could be his night that he could come back with full fighting force. And the constructors then, we've got Ferrari that are leading the way on 83 points. Alfa Romeo in 2nd on 67. Aston Martin 3rd on 61. 4th is Mercedes on 54. Williams in 5th on 35. AlphaTauri 6th on 26. And we got Alpine in 7th on 24. 8th is Haas on 17. 9th is McLaren 8. And Red Bull is 10th on 4 points. And obviously Red Bull was last in the constructors last season. So they're not really replicating what they did. Well, they are replicating what they did last season compared to this season. And just like in real life, a Ferrari, Liam, is on top of the constructors standings. And are we replicating real life? Probably not. But Ferrari are on top of both at least. And But luckily for the drivers, it is going to be a dry race, it seems like at the moment.
Yeah, definitely dry races forecast throughout. So that's going to be most certainly one of those races where it's a race of attrition, but it's certainly less of a race of attrition than it would be if it was raining, because as I found out once upon a time, when it's slippery conditions here in Baku, it's not nice. It's also nice when your controller isn't slightly broken, but nonetheless, we won't gloss over the last time we raced around here. For me, it did end well. I managed to break Jess's game low from crashing, so there's that one. I have
and
powers.
Owen's.
Yes, and I also crashed Owen Wyatt's game, so they're still probably angry at me for destroying the universe with my snap of the finger. I also ended Red Matt's race in the calamity of Dark Carnage because I ran into him. He's probably happy I can't do that today because I'm in the skybox, but I can curse him. Which will probably happen.
You did apologise and he was fine with it though, so
yes.
All is well.
All is well, but I'm still going to probably curse him again and he'll be angrier knowing my luck, but nonetheless, it could be worse. But with 13 seconds to go, I'm curious to see what the outside of the top 10 is. Surely they're all going to be on the mediums. Don't mind, like, they're going to be on the softs now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the top 10 softs, probably more than likely, but compared to what we saw, what I commentated on last week, there's more than likely going to be a safety car. So if I was some of the drivers, get on the softs nice and early, and you can go on to mediums or hards, and yeah, they've gone completely out the window with my theory at least. So, interesting strategies for the drivers then. We've got Slenderman on the mediums, as it would help if I get the action up on your screen so you can actually see it. That would help. So we've got Slenderman on the mediums, Tony P on the hards, Red Matt on the hards, Ryan Berry on the mediums, Ahmed on the mediums, George on the softs, Deck on the hards, New Garden on the hards compounded tyres as well. Matt Ryan is on the mediums and Mike is on the medium compounded tyres. So mixture of strategies that we've got here today here in Baku. So we'll see what the drivers can do with everyone involved as well. Well, the last time I predicted a race around Baku, it didn't end well for the person involved because they binned it on lap 1. So that's why I'm not going to predict. You guys can predict in the chat. I will let you do that. But I'm not going to bother. And I don't think Liam's going to bother as well after what he had with me. But anyway, we are about to get going. Are you surprised with the tyre choices today?
It's a little bit surprising if we look at it. We've got these three guys. We've got NA on the mediums. We've got George on the softs, and Deck's got the hards on right there. Behind him, we've got Akon, also got the hards on ahead of Ryan and Mike. So the back lot are definitely going to be trying to do a different strategy. What could be definitely interesting, Jess, to see is how can George do, because he's going to have to try and get past all these guys very quickly, and the likelihood of a safety car in league racing terms around Baku is around about 92%, I'm pretty certain, from what I've commented. Every single race I've commented, and apart from I think one or two have not had a safety car, the chances of a pile-up of one or two cars in the castle section is also around about 40-50%. It's so easy to do that, of course. Remember, safety cars breed safety cars around a lot of the circuit, so that's going to be one to look out for as they start to get themselves to the grid. So there's got to be a question to see who can do what. Iceman is hoping for a nice smooth ride. I feel it could be one for the ages. No, we shall see who comes out on top, because like you said, predicting who's going to win at Baku is impossible. So I'm going to say we're going to get at least all of the cars retiring. So now none of them going to retire.
I'm going to say no, there's not going to be 20 finishes in this race.
Yeah, so now if everyone now DNFs, we could say my prediction
You can thank us later. You can thank us later.
Well, let's get ready to go then. First car in the grid slot, Tony in second. We are just waiting for the last car, which enters the grid slot right about now with the 26 grid slots on the grid. Actually, it's 24, actually. My apologies there. 24 grid slots, 20 cars, and 5 red shiny lights. And the second, the third, 4, 5, And it is, most certainly go, and it's a good start, looks like, for Iceman. Looks like also Tony gets a good start as well. But even a better start there, and there's a bit of contact at time, but I think everyone's got themselves slightly through this time around, apart from looks like one of the Mercedes in the background. But Tony leads from Iceman, and Timo, and it's all getting very bunched up there, and Iceman getting all sorts of squiggly, as one car looks like Kieran off in the background as they head themselves down into turn number 3. As let's see, we're going to get it nice and smooth through this one. One of the Mercedes up the inside of the McLaren. Iceman's not had a very good start here. He might have some slight front wing damage, potentially. He was all out of shape on the exit of turn 2, but Tony, with an awesome start from Timo and Yaham as well, as behind Knighton dropping down the field. So both the McLarens starting to drop down the field already. And I must say, Slenderman up a few positions as well.
Yes, Matter trying to go around the inside of Iceman there into just before the castle section there. So a pretty decent move for him. And let's see how they manage the castle section for the first time. Most people seem to be doing so, not a problem. So well done to all of those drivers as we got Matter and Flexi, who's lost his front wing.
Knighton, so he's going to have to stop. Let's be careful here. He's got 2 cars. And that is, you must be careful there, getting out of the way. And one goes to the inside, one goes to the outside. And that's going to be damage for NA time as well. Someone else has gone in the wall up the road, Jazz. There's debris somewhere. I don't know who's gone off there,
Pete
but
again.
There's someone's gone. There's someone going very slowly, and that's Iceman. And oh, mayhem! There's multiple cars in the wall, and they're all hitting the wall there. And this is getting a little bit closer. So we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. I think in the pit lane we've got Flex in the pit lane. We've got they're all coming in the pit lane right now. We've got Iceman, Flexi, Casper, Panot, Ryan in the pit lane. We've got Tony in the pit lane, Mike in the pit lane, Ryan in the pit lane, Knighton in the pit lane, Kieran in the pit lane.
Everybody is in the pit lane.
Everyone's in the pit lane. New Garden's coming in the pit lane. Half the field's in the pit lane. I tell you what, this is not going to be a good afternoon for Ferrari right now, because look, I say that, he's teleported out the pit lane as I thought they were stuck in there. But they will get themselves back out. A lot of drama. I don't know what happened. We missed it, but everyone definitely went off at the back end of the circuit there.
Yes, it looked quite weird. I've been trying to sort out my internet whilst you were doing that, and I'm not having any luck. Luckily, I'm recording this race, so if the stream does go down, I will be uploading it at the end of the race. But hopefully, things should be fine so far. We've got position changes from all the drivers so far, and I have to say Red Bat has gained the most out of everybody. P5 after starting 12th or 13th in this race. Tech gaining 8 positions as well. And George gaining a massive 9 positions. So he has been the biggest gainer so far in this race. And obviously Tony and Timo doing quite well in P1 and P2. But, well, we couldn't get away without any carnage on the first lap, Liam, I have to say. And we will hope that people can survive. There's no safety car, though, which is quite surprising, considering the nature of this circuit, of course. But we are still getting some green flag running, which is better than what we saw last season. Well, not what I saw last season, because I didn't commentate that, because I was away on the work trip. But luckily, I get to experience it this season. We're starting to see faster laps galore here. DRS is activated for the drivers, as we can see Slenderman up the inside into turn number 1 there. And he's got past Red Mat up into 5th position. And we've got another person who is going into the pit lane, and that is George. So after me saying he's gained 9 positions, he's going to lose him again, because it was my fault, because our commentators cursed him. So there we go. So he's got front wing change, and he's now onto the medium tyres. I haven't
really seen any DNS in this race as well. I mean, it's so easy to do. And somehow we've seen a lot of cars in the wall or having damage, but none of them have got a major issue. I'll tell you who has got an issue, though, is Mike, who's picked himself a 5-second time penalty. He doesn't really say issues. I suppose up the inside I thought was going Knighton. He thinks better of it that he's got Casper, the friendly ghost, who is going to try. And is he going to go and sliver up the inside? Is he going to just sit back? He's going to go around the outside. It's going to be a little bit of a squeeze right there. And let's see, it'll be a nice move to go around the outside. Have the inside for the next corner. So let's see, up the inside goes Casper. And let's see, he'll give his friendly friend a little bit of a squeeze. But Knighton isn't going to give this one up without a fight. It's going to be the outside line to the inside line. And this time, he'll have the position. Yes, he does, by the fact that Knighton rather gets himself a little bit squeezed out on the exit. as we come up towards the castle section. Top 3, meanwhile, that is, of course, Tony, and then we've got Timo and Yaham, and of course those top 3 really running away with it right now. I tell you, Yaham's starting to get a little bit of move on right now, as I say, first lap of the race. Definitely getting a move on, getting the double dose of DRS, of course, getting a double toe as well. In comes Slenderman into the pit, so that's Matter into the pit, and that is for a new nose for the Mercedes drivers. So they're struggling just a little bit right now in these conditions for damages. But I tell you what, the top 3 are really doing well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're keeping a DRS train as well. And we know that DRS trains here could play an absolute factor as to whether you do well in this race or do not. So we will have to wait and see what happens there on that front. But pit stops will be coming into place in about a few laps' time. Because like we said, the softs, there's a big delta between the softs and the mediums. But the crossover point does come just a little bit quickly for the drivers. So for our sakes, let's hope that they can keep going and they can keep it on the road. As we've got, I think, Timo's the closest to get Tony into the final corner very, very soon. I think the next person on the DRS train is Panos and Flex, who remember 2 championship contenders as well. When was the last time we saw those as well there? And I think Panos got a better run in this traction zone past the castle section. So we will see. There's only, I believe, there's 2 DRS zones. I thought there was only 1. There is 2 around Baku. So there's obviously 1 at the start. I think they follow directly after each other almost as well. The rest of the circuit, there's hardly any. So they've got to really maximise their overtaking opportunities around this track. We'll see if the front lot are going to make any moves. No, they're not, Liam. They're just not budging.
He's holding this lead pretty well so far. Timo, he's closing up, but he's not closing up hard enough. It'll be a daylight and a dollar short from there, my friend. Things better of it. Then I'm just going through the rest of the field. A few cars bunching up behind. Looks like we've got a battle between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari. Panels around the outside on those hard tyres against the hards of Flexi. And let's see if Flexi can try and come back. Casper, meanwhile, in that gaggle of cars goes quicker. He's battling with Ryan and Kieran so far. Panels, let's see if he can hold on to this 10th position. I think he should be okay right now. Behind them, though, it's getting a bit close. Let's see as up the inside goes Casper, pulls the left-hand side down the long straight, gets it in front, brakes right in front of Ryan Berry, who almost runs into the back of him. Casper just about makes the corner. It's all nice and smooth for those guys. Well, behind them, of course, we've still got Knighton, Ryan the second, and Tony the second, ahead of Newgarden and Mr. Mike down at the back with that 5-second time penalty from earlier on. I'm wondering, Jess, as well, as when are we going to see the top 3 coming in? Around about lap 7, I imagine we should start seeing at least them to come in, because they don't want to stay out too long to not get a penalty. I think, are they going to come in right now? Nope, they're not. I thought for a second they were. Are we going to see anyone just try to do it? No, we're not. So we're going to play the teasing game right there. As I thought for a second, Timo, I have had a little look up the inside, but again, a little bit too far back. He's closing up low. He could have a look into turn number 4 as he comes through here. He's a lot closer this time. Tony, slight wiggle on. This could be a good opportunity, but gets a bad exit. And this seems to be something that Tony's very good at here in Baku. Gets very good exit out of turn 3.
Yeah, he is. I think this is a very nice train that these drivers are going on at the moment as well. But I'm seeing Flexi and Panos having a move in towards the start-finish straight, then heading towards turn number 1. Then Flexi gets the move done on those hard compounder tyres, which I have to say, remember, there are quite a few track pro people on the harder tyres can make it stick as well, but Flexi's a quick driver as well. So is Panos as well. So I wonder if Panos is struggling a little bit there as he tries to go for another move, heading towards turn number 4 there. And he gets it done. So there we go. Panos up to P10. So we could have a ding-dong battle between these two right now. And they're going to go again, almost, as Flexi almost tries to get the switch back then towards turn 5 and 6 then. The quick left-right and just before he head towards the exit of turn number 7. And let's see what else is going on. I think we've got the battle between the 3 Ferrari-powered teams. We've got, I think, George leading that train versus Casper versus Kieran as well. Maybe Ryan Berry could join in the party potentially, but he's a little bit too further back to make something of it as well. I'm quite surprised they're all surviving at the moment. But speaking of that, Tony and Yaham are in the pit lane. So they're going a lap earlier than I thought, but they are potentially going for the undercut to get to the end of the race. Hards can last from lap 6 onwards, so it can get to the end. So, but Tony on mediums, Yaham on mediums.
Yeah, that's not what Yaham needed, though. Add a new front wing. That's going to drop in 1-2 position. It's going to come out side by side with Akon and Deck on that hard strategy then he's currently running. And so he's going to really want to get past him pretty quickly, I imagine. I think he might dispatch him within about 2 seconds as the virtual safety car has been deployed. And I wonder if that's Mike who's down the back who's lost his front wing. It is Mike who's lost his front wing down the back. So that is lucky no safety car. So he's probably gone on. I imagine that is, I believe, turn 15. That's where Vettel and Hamilton had that incident in 2017 with the alleged brake checking, which wasn't a brake check, but we'll ignore that. And where we see many cars go off, actually, to be honest. But into the pit lane comes Mike. He's not having a good afternoon. In also comes Newgarden as well, as he's staying in the pits for me, but I'm pretty certain he's already out as the safety car is in. And N8 has got himself a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car, and that really is not what you want to be doing.
No, I think this was a track that I had a drive-through on. I think it was on one of the early games. I think it was F1 2018 that it happened, and I wasn't happy at all. You lose so much time, and you're probably going to get lapped as well if that happens. So, yes, and Ahmed, the only person with that penalty, he's going to be under pressure from a lot of these drivers, as we've got Timo in the pits as well. Undercuts could be quite powerful. Tony is your net race leader at the moment. We've got Yaham versus Deck. Well, Yaham on the fresher tyres. Well, there was no surprise there that he got the move stick, but Iceman probably would try to cut in around the inside, but couldn't quite do it for the time being, as they're all fighting for position here. We've got Kieran and Casper doing the same. There's so many battles going on at the moment here. We've got the battle for the net race lead at the moment as they head towards turn number 4. Here comes Tony and Timo fighting for their lives at the moment, then heading towards 5, 6 and 7. Tony could get the switch back. They go left and then right. Timo holds his line here at the moment. This is great stuff between the pair of them. Has won lap 8 of 26. And don't forget, the two guys that are in front of them have not made their first stops yet. So this is technically a fight for position. And the top two, they're just losing so much time compared to the ones who already pitted. Timo's already caught up to the back of Red Mat, look.
Yeah, Flexi Nate coming out of the pit then almost ran into the side of panels, by the way, as they were very close. He managed to get it stopped low as the Ferrari almost hits the wall then. And see, they're all doing well, though. I haven't seen any major incidents into the car section so far. We've seen a few people tripping over each other, but no one actually is out of the race by the wall. So, pretty good so far. We're on that 8 of 26 with some, 9 to 18 laps to go. So, let's see. We only have one virtual safety car. Like I said, the top two still yet to stop. Akon still to stop, as well as Kai and N8 switch positions, and N8 dropping backwards and backwards, of course, after that drive-through penalty. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him coming into the pit lane pretty quickly as he gets overtaken there. Oh, there. And that is the wall there for Casper. And unfortunately, that is going to be a new nose for the Ferrari driver. You'll see him dive into the pit lane. Little bit too hard there on him. A little bit too wide as well. Slightly off-putted, potentially by N8's line, of course. But that is damage, and it's really not going well for the Ferrari player, who are now going to double stack yet again. And both of them for a new nose.
Not going very well for them at all. And yes, the double stacking not ideal for any one of those drivers at this stage, but Memes can get to the end for me. I don't know why Ahmed has gone for soft.
Wing, I think.
Front wing. So he got a drive through and then he had some front wing changes. Things are going bad to worse, I would say, for Ahmed at the moment.
Yeah, there's a few issues for some drivers, but they're all just trundling on so far. Lap 9 coming on to lap 10. Slenderman, we believe, is going to be staying out until around about lap 16 at the minimum. Maybe a little bit longer if his tyres can do it. We'll see. This is going to be the real test to see what he can do, as well as Redman. He's on those hulls. They'll go easily all the way to around about lap 20 onwards. I mean, you can almost do a zero stop if the game would let you on these tyres. That's how strong they are. Tony, he's currently in 3rd position, followed, of course, Yam, Iceman, and then Matt in 7th. Looking through the rest of the field, a little bit spread out right now. We've got a battle between and the safety car has been deployed. Now, who is that for, I'm wondering? Let's have a look. See who was damaged. Their car. Not seeing anyone with any sufficient damage. I'm seeing NA's mounted the curb there. Is that Flexi? Without front wing again?
Yeah, it is. It is. Flexi's got no front wing.
And this is turning into a 5-second time penalty for George for speeding in the pit lane. This is turning into a rout right now for Ferrari. They're going to run out of front wings at this rate.
They are. They are going to run out of front wings. So, yeah, I think Ferrari doing well in real life. Not doing very well here in Baku, to be honest, but what can you do? It happens. So they're going to both come into the pit lane. There was quite a few moments where there has been some instances that caused punches with Max Verstappen. Remember last year when he had a bit of a tyre issue, a bit of a tyre blowout, which costed a bit of issues. The VSC is going to be there for quite a bit then. Apologies for the stream issues earlier on as well. It's still not fixing, so I probably will have to re-upload the recording later on so you can watch it uninterrupted. I do apologise about that. Tony's got a drive through now for speeding under VSC. That is Tony in the Alpine, by the way.
It's so easy to pick up these driver penalties. I mean, around a street circuit like this, you go earlier than you think it is. It's like Monaco as well. You think you got a lot more time in the bag when you speed up when it says ending, and then all of a sudden, boop, the Delta comes at you, and then it's straight a penalty. But as you say, second virtual safety car, second time we've seen a Ferrari have, well, the 4th time we've seen a Ferrari have an issue this race. A 3-stop so far from Flexi. Though not out of the race yet, he's going to carry on. He's a warrior so far as well. We've got Mike at the back, 12 seconds behind New Garden. But let's go through. We are coming towards, well, we are pretty much nearly on the halfway point of this race. So your running order so far is Slenderman from Timo, Tony from Redman, Yaham ahead of the Iceman, ahead of Matt, the Acorn in 8th position, Panels in 9th ahead of Kieran in 10th position then, Ryan in 12th ahead of George in 13th, and 8 in 13th ahead of Casper in 14th ahead of Tony, who's come in to serve his penalty. He is now behind Knighton as well. Flexi will take that position. He's in 18th. New Garden, and then Mike rounding up the order so far. Timo Lope starting to close up to Slenderman. I tell you, he's driving quite a good race so far, Jess. He's leading here. Well, he will be net leader, counting on the fact that Slender's got to stop in the next probably 5 laps.
Yeah, I think I'm almost certain that the ones on the softs will have to pit again, because there's no way that those softs are going to make it to the end. It's just not going to happen at all. But we're seeing someone go into the pits, that Slenderman in. So you're saying that someone would go into the pits? Well, they're going now to... Surely it's not going to be a set of softs. It's going to be for, I think,
mediums.
Mediums?
Mediums. So he's going to do a 2-stop then. So that's brave.
That is brave.
12. So that's a weird strategy. I mean, if he can't make it to the end, That's interesting. By the way, looking at the stream, just it doesn't seem it's lagging on my end, by the way. So it looks pretty good for me.
It's probably fixed again.
Yeah, so it seems to have fixed itself. So that's always good to see. There, as I was seeing if we had any comments in the chat, we'll always have a little look occasionally, but it seems for me, no one's popped up. So yeah, but don't forget, by the way, if you are new to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell to keep up to date on all the action here in VSL, of course. As we are, what is next week, Jess? It's where are we next week?
We are at Silverstone next week,
and that will be without you because you're going on the on a trip away.
Yes,
from
family trip away.
So you'll get my lovely voice over the stream, and it won't have fancy graphics, though. I'm afraid I don't have the technology to do that.
Sadly, not at the moment. So
not soon, hopefully, but not right now.
Yes, but I will. Obviously, if I'm not busy, I'll probably be watching the stream in our little apartment that we've got for the week, but probably not. But we will have to wait and see. But anyway, lap 13 out of 26. I'm probably seeing things at the moment, Liam, but we still got 20 cars in this race.
Really well right now. I said that almost night and hit the wall as we said that.
Oh no, Pete.
That was a bit close on the camera angle, but they're all surviving. Going quite well so far. We're going to get a race with no DNFs in this.
Oh no, you said it now. You said it now.
Well, they are doing well so far. Meanwhile, Yaham trying to close up on the back of Redmat. Redmat's doing a good job. Unless he still has to stop in this race. Now, I say he does well. Gets a big tag slap. Why is everyone doing this now? I said you're doing well. Now you're all starting to slide the rear end out. Stop it. Don't now. No one go.
Oh, we jinxed it.
Who's gone off?
It's Ahmed.
Safety car. N8. What have you done? And he's dropped it. Oh, that's a big off. And, well, do you see what's happened here, Jess? Is I said a second ago, they're all making mistakes. We've not got a safety car. And now look what's happened. What have I done?
What have we done, Liam? What have we done?
No. And Tony's lost his front wing. Tony's lost his front wing. Now, what has happened there?
Wait, the Tony with the...
Third Tony.
Oh. That is a shame, man.
That is a surprise. What has happened to him? Redmat's back up to second. So is Tony gone off in the castle section? But what drama here? And I tell you, that's going to help Redmat and Acom, won't it? They can go on a set of hards if they want to. But to be fair, they could also, depends how long the safety car stays out, they could go on a set of soft tyres. I mean, it'll be a bit of a stretch, 13 laps to go to the end. But to be fair, actually, Redmat will come in for a set of mediums. Actually, as well as Acorn, I imagine, as well. So that is what they're used to. Ideally going to do, well, they have to pretty much do, because it will be a long afternoon indeed, but comes into the pit lane, and let's see, a nice shiny set of medium tyres will be going on the car, and yet medium tyres for them, and I'm pretty certain we're going to see quite a few of the cars coming in the pit lane. So, that 14, and unlike our predictions, Jess, of a race with everyone in the race, when we say it, we've now got 19 drivers in the race.
And a safety car as well. That has helped people that were on the strategy that they were on. I think they were near the front. Redmat has helped quite a lot. And it's brought Timo and Johan back into contention. Same with Iceman as well. But I think Redmat's gained the most position so far. 9 places. Slenderman up 8 has helped them. George has got the first 3-second time penalty of the race. So that will be added to. I wonder where he got that from, because that's very weird to get a time penalty there. But what can you do around the streets of Baku? As Ryan Berry goes into the pits then for mediums as well. So we'll look at tyres then. Everybody in the top 10 has gone for mediums. Obviously, Casper, Pete, they stayed on me, and so with Ryan Berry, Flexi, and Tony. George has gone for set of hards. I think he had no other choice, to be honest, because he was on mediums. Matt Ryan is on mediums as well. Newgarden, I think he could get to the end, but I'm not entirely sure. Mike, 8 laps. Mike will have to pit, I think, with soft to the end, but could be another could be a safety car. It's our first safety car of the evening. Not the second, not the third, the first. So
No, it is the second. Well, it's only the third time we had, I suppose a safety car in an instance of that fact we had 2 virtual safety cars, but the first full force safety car right now as well. It's good to see, by the way, get the field nice and spread out. It will be a 11-lap sprint on my calculation of when they will get themselves back up to the order to the end of this race. But it's Timo now leading from Yarham, Slender in third, who I must say is probably feeling a little bit surprised. The real winners out of this race, by the way, is Slenderman and Redman. They are both up 8 and 9 positions. Acorn up 9 as well. Really losers out of this race. Flexi down 10 positions. Tony down 5. Iceman down 4 as well as Knighton. So both the McLarens down 4. And both the Ferraris having a little bit of an issue as well. Casper only down 1 position. But he is probably hoping for this safety car to be one of those ones that runs the field up. So there's a little bit of drama and everyone catches up. We are going to be waiting a little bit, by the way. I think probably next lap, maybe this lap, if we get lucky enough, the safety car might come in. But we are waiting for Mike and Newgarden to reach the back. I think they should get it before the end of this coming lap.
yeah, they should be able to, I think, as well. I think the safety cars should allow for them to catch up, but I think there was a few people that were on the cusp of getting lapped, but due to the safety car, it has saved them a little bit. Here goes Newgarden pitting again with Mike. So that confirms our things of whether they could get to the end on those tyres, and the answer to that is no. So they're going on a fresh set of mediums, no harm done as well. Newgarden's on old hards, 2 at lap old hards, but I guess he had no other choice on what tyre to be on because probably his other mediums were probably like dead. But anyway, he's going on to them until the end of the race then. So Timo will be leading the field away. And when the safety car comes in, you'll have to floor it as well. And hopefully we don't get a situation where we have to wait for ages before everyone else catches up. Hopefully we'll get a situation where we can actually get a race on our hand. It's usually turn 16, Liam, where we get the safety car in this lap. So
we'll have one more.
Yeah, we'll have one more. But sometimes the safety car likes to come in a bit late. No, it's staying out for the lap. So, yes, the drivers will have a bit more time to catch up there as well. But yeah, this is going to be a very epic last 10 laps of this Grand Prix. I'm very excited.
Like I said, like I said as well, about 11 laps, 10 laps to go to this race. So we're just waiting for, well, both the Red Bull drivers in some instances, I suppose. We've got Newgarden and Mike in the AlphaTauri, the former Toro Rosso, which is, of course, if you don't know your F1 history, used to be Minardi before 2006. Of course, that was from, I believe, 1985 to 2005. It was Minardi, of course. With Red Bull, that used to be Jaguar, of course, between 2000 and 2004. Before that, it was the Stewart Grand Prix team, of course, founded by Jackie Stewart as well, of course. The legendary Scottish racing driver, which raced in just about 100 Grand Prix. For the fun fact there, it was only 100 Grand Prix he completed. And you think of 100 Grand Prix, that's quite a long time. Kimi Räikkönen, 350 I think it was, he completed in his time. I think 349, it was 353, but of course, he missed some in 2013, of course. It would have been slightly more, actually, had he not missed between, was it 2010 and 11? So it would have been around about, nearly up to about 380 Grand Prix, actually. So you think of it, Jess, it's pretty scary how long they stay in F1.
Yeah, it is. I mean, F1 has been going for ages now as well and produced so many classic entertainment, drama, lots of battles as well, and controversies. 94's one of them towards the end. But it happens. Hopefully we don't get something similar like that today as well. And we could be for an interesting situation in terms of the championship as well, because Slenderman is ahead of Casper at the moment on the road. And the gap between Casper and Slenderman in the championship is 4 points. So that could be the fact that Slenderman could take the lead of this championship once again, because he did that, I think, at the start of the season. So this could be a fight between the Ferrari-powered cars. Matter currently sitting in 6th, so he can gain from Casper as well. Top 12 do score points, remember. Everyone's caught up to the safety car. And it is in this lap, so eventually we'll be able to get some racing underway. Apart from N8, of course, Ahmed, he's not racing. But everyone else, all the other 19 drivers will go. This is going to get quite interesting. Let's hope they can keep it on the road, touch wood. And it will be up to Timo, last week's race winner, to control this field. When will he go? He's weaving his tyres frantically left, right. He's keeping going, and he's probably going to leave it as late as he can, probably the way he's going, or he might choose to accelerate when he least expects it. So here he goes then.
I must be careful here. He's getting really too close here. He's going to get himself in trouble if he's not too careful, because how easy it is if they swerve. So he's going to get a little bit risky, doing what Verstappen does, and that's not worked, because look, there we go, got too close to him, and he's been left in the dirt. So, as per usual, we're trying to do the strategic game. It's not working. We've got yellow flags, and there's someone off in the background, and that's Newgarden. He's in the pits. Never mind, I thought he had damage. Well, he's coming to the pits. Well, he has got damage somewhere, because he's dropped into the pit lane. I thought there was certainly a yellow flag. I thought, oh, it's a big accident. Oh, Ryan, oh, well, there might be an accident now. No, they will survive, and they're doing quite well so far. There's not been another accident. We know how easy it is for the safety car to breed safety car, but they're all keeping each other relatively within arm's length. There's not been anyone going off the road in turn number 1. I thought there was, but it was just Newgarden coming into the pit lane for some reason. I'm not quite sure if he had damage or not, but he comes into the pit. Matter, Tony, Acorn. It's all lovely to watch, but it's like a nice delivery strain down here. We're going to see panels up the inside of Acorn. Acorn gives himself a little bit of
a bit of a touch.
A little bit of a touch right now. He's come up the car, so it's not always fair that someone's going to crash into him. We're going to have an 8-car pile-up, but I've been yet to be proved my point on that one. They've all survived yet again, so we haven't seen anyone crash into the castle section. We've seen someone crash at the back end of the circuit, but and that's that right-handed just before the stream. I said it's very easy to drop at, and that's the only place we've seen someone drop. But on these fresh tyres, it should be relatively okay right now to the end of this race. I think we might get ourselves, at least for the time being, a nice race for the foreseeable future. And that's Timo leading from Johan, followed by Slenderman. Redmat up into 4th position, doing a stellar job right now from Iceman.
On deck.
Yeah, panels on deck, and then see deck is gonna be swamped there in the outside line for panels. He's on the right, but the Mercedes a slightly bit of a tow as well, but I think now on the brakes. Let's see, is he going to keep it up the inside? A little bit of contact right there, slightly puts him off the line, but Acorn, he's going to just sit back right now. I think a little bit optimistic to go for a lunge from there. Both the Ferrari, I suppose I say the Ferraris are all very close. Flexi, Kai, Kieran and Casper, the 3 Ferrari-powered cars, the Alfa Romeo in the middle, all together as well. And so far, Jess, yellow flag. Hello, it's so far. I was about to say all things so good, and it's Newgarden having a little bit of a mistake, but so far, so good.
Yeah, but anything can change in Formula 1, and it usually does as well. DRS will be enabled next lap, but they're still going to be in this train for quite a bit. Then panels and deck out of DRS range, but they're back in it at the moment. They're probably going to be keeping battling for many times to come, and you know, apart from obviously the people near the back, everyone else seems to be roughly doing similar pace on these meetings, which is great to see. Slenderman will seem to have the pace advantage of the top 3 because he's on fresher tyres. Same with Webcam and Iceman as well. So don't forget Iceman had a bit of an incident earlier, but he's fighting back, like I said earlier in qualifying. So he is definitely proving my theory right in this Grand Prix so far as we head towards lap 19. Very, very shortly as well. Don't forget there's still time penalties from Johan and Redmat, so they will get added on to the end of the race. They'll drop back quite a bit. But anyway, here comes Slenderman then in on Johan. We can see Johan is harvesting already. He's used so much ERS in the first few laps of this safety car restart. Not good at all.
Man.
That's going to allow Iceman and Redmat to fight. Iceman's up to 4. Oh, we've got Matter and Redmat, the 2 Mats fighting. In turn 3, they're going to be going side by side as they head towards the next couple of corners then. And we can see Matt just tucks in very, very nicely there. They're just taking so many risks right now. One small incident, they could go into a war. We've got also the Williams and Tony. We've got Pranos as well. We've got Casper. They're all fighting for position. As we got a yellow flag, that is a Haas, and we've got a VSC. So they are being forced to avoid and stop that battle for now. But that could have been disastrous for any one of those drivers. But oh my goodness, someone almost hit the castle section there. That wouldn't have been too good there. But Iceman overtook Red Matt up to 4th. Massa almost did that and almost hit the train, which you do not want to do. And again, it's easier to get drive-through penalties around here as well. Let's hope the VSC, I think it was the Haas that caused the VSC.
Yes.
Bless me.
Bless you. It was definitely the Haas who had a bit of an issue. Maybe the fact its front wing's gone. And its tyre's gone now, actually. So that might be the full safety car, I'm afraid. Let's see.
No.
We gonna get... No, it's not going to be the full safety car going to come up. Well, that might have triggered it there. Definitely in the wall.
Let's just see. Oh, it's off the circuit. That's probably why. It would have caused a safety car in real life, I think. I'm almost certain of it.
Had no grip, tried to take it flat, and it just didn't work. As what's going on?
Oh, Slenderman's off.
He's in
the pits.
He's not saying he's in the pits, but he's in the pits. That wasn't only me that got slightly confused there.
Because I had position changes. That was why. I got it back to tyres.
DRS has been enabled, so that was a nice time, as that's not going to cost him 2 months actually. As the yellow flag's still flying, now we're back to green running then officially. So Timo leads from Yahab, Iceman as well. He's got Akon and Kieran going at it as but two get awfully close there. I think Kieran might just have that one. Flexi giving the Mercedes a little bit of a nod. John saying, move over. He says, I'm going for 9th. But the crucial thing is, though, he's not going to get through by going through him. Akon is holding his line relatively well. And, well, they're not going to be going up the inside into here. And you definitely don't want to be doing that, my friend, going sideways. Knighton just sits back. Flexi's got no grip right now in that Ferrari. Warm tyres. He's lighting them up on the exit, but he's just about managing to keep the temperatures just about in check. But this is not turning out to be a very good day for Ferrari, all things considered. They were hoping to try and win this, but apparently they said they were struggling. So I suppose we're going to see an interesting chat after this one, potentially. But
Flexi! That was close.
As I said about Ferraris dropping it and having a good day, and it's side by side, and he has to back out there because Knighton ran the outside, and that really is going to put a hamper in the works for one Ferrari now, who was struggling, now going to be struggling even more, because now, let's see, let's be careful here, as here comes Ryan Berry to the outside, and let's see, late braking for the Alpine driver, and let's see, can the Ferrari hold the inside line? Just about, yeah, but he goes a little bit deep, but he's all got that stopped, and out to the inside though comes Ryan Berry, and he should have that one slotted. A bit of contact on the exit, but again with a bit of DRS should be able to do that.
Battle for P2, Evil. Johan got ice. Oh well, Johan got into P2. Iceman almost got P2 from Johan there, and Iceman stays in 3rd position. Sorry about that.
And good. It's always good to see a battle, of course, whilst I keep an eye on that. You've, of course, got the controlling thing on the cameras right now. But just looking at this battle for Ryan and Flexi, it's settled down ever so slightly. So, you know, let's go through the field. No one's crashed into the castle sector still yet, which is surprising.
Oh, for goodness sake. You said that now, Evo.
I've said this about 3 times and no one's crashed. So, maybe they're all going to survive today. Maybe. We've only had one car off when I say it,
Liam. I think it's when I say it when they go into a wall or something like that. So I'm going to shut up and let you keep saying that. Whereas that always seems to be the good luck charm here in Baku at the moment. But so far, I'm actually going to check the Baku stream from last year. And
Iceman, sorry, just cut over your thing. Iceman's going to get Yaham here.
That
was a late move. That was a bit close. He had to take a little bit of voice of answer. Look, he's coming straight for Timo here. Timo's also running a little bit low on his ERS. Could Iceman try and take 2 here? He's going to have to get a good exit here. We know how good We've seen all yellow flags. What's happened there at turn number 1? Someone's gone off. Is that Panos? Let's see. Has he lost his front wing or what's happened? There's certainly some debris there. So it looks like he's even come together with Kieran potentially. I'm not quite certain there, but Timo and look, Yarham on the inside, and there's contact, and this is going to be a big bumps up now as they all start to get themselves a bit close as Redmat runs into the back, and they all suddenly just slowed right up. Yarham, I wonder if Redmat might have got some damage from that. Matt also slightly ran into the rear, but I think they all got away with that one. But they all most certainly got very close as they come through here, and yet again, getting closer. I'll tell you what, Casper's actually, I know I said it's not looking good for Casper. He is now actually with, oh no! Redmat! What has had? He's dropped it and his safety car, and that is everyone's gonna come in for a set of softs. Everyone now will have to come in for a set of soft tyres.
That's good for Slenderman. He's back in this race.
Well, I imagine surely everyone's come for a set of softs, but yeah, Redmat got the power on too early, dropped it, and sorry to everyone whose ears have just been ruptured by
including mine.
Yeah, sorry for my demon voice coming out there, as I said about incidents. As Redmat drops it, they were getting close. They're going to stay out. Are they going to stay out? This could be interesting. Let's see. Surely someone's going to come in the pit lane. Surely someone's going to throw it. Yeah, Yarham's going to throw it. I'm surprised I haven't seen more people come in, you know. This is a real surprise.
I would have done so, but because it's not that long to go until the end, and you have to catch up quite a lot for the safety car. Remember, the safety car requires at least 2 green flag laps. So at the end of lap 24, the safety car comes in. So maybe people are staying out because they think they won't be able to catch the safety car in time. So they're gambling that track position is more important. Timo, he's got the most to worry about because he's got Iceman on 8 lap fresher. Well, he's on 7 lap fresher tyres. So is Matter. So is Tony. Casper's on the same, but he's going to be pressured by Kieran again. Deg, Panos, Flexy's going to be pressured by a lot of soft runners in front of him. Same with Tony P as well. I literally don't know which way it's going to go. The soft runners just want to get past a lot of these drivers quickly. It could lead to disaster, but I hope not. But I think, I don't know, I think quite a lot of people have already caught up to the safety car already. I think we're just waiting for Matt Ryan, Ryan Barry, Pete, Mike and you guys to do so. It looked like a very terrible crash from Redmat, unfortunately. He had a good race last week. Unfortunately, his days were numbered this week. But what can you do if he does race next week in his home track, Silverstone? We will see if we could do well here as well. But anyway, we are about to get underway very shortly. Safety car won't be coming in this lap, I don't think, as we're waiting for Pete, Mike and Newgarden to catch. I literally don't know who's going to win this race. Will it be the medium runners or will it be the softs? The softs have so much higher delta than the mediums. I just don't know.
I'll tell you what, though, Jess. As he finished the sentence, just as I was finishing my drink, Timo, he's going to be a small bubble right now because he's on what is now 6 lap older tyres than, well, actually a bit more than that. I think 7 lap older tyres than Iceman. That is a big delta. That could be up to about 10-15%, maybe more. So Iceman has a chance to certainly come at Timo. So Iceman could win this race. Matter, everyone's pretty much got rid of their penalties, apart from Knighton and Yarham, who of course are on those softs. So they're going to be coming at it as well. Slenderman back into this race. Well, he's going to be gunning for glory, I suppose, right now. This is the time's really a switch from earlier on where we saw Casper, who was behind. Now Casper should be ahead slightly more in the championship running, as everyone gets themselves nice and bunched up there under the safety car. Safety car in this lap by the fact that we will have 3 green laps running. So it's a sprint race, and the back lot are all on softs. The front lot are all on worn tyres. It's going to be very spicy very quickly. Is it Yarham? Now, I suppose I don't expect Yarham to win this race. It's going to be a very bold call. And he has that penalty. But he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. He's just going to have to go gun for glory and see how high he can go. And hope others trip over as well. Ryan, Knighton, Mike, and Newgarden, all on those soft tyres. They're all going to be going for it as well. They've all got nothing to lose. The guys up front, they're all probably going to be a little bit lucky right now. We're at back of a circuit, which is slightly harder to overtake on than others. Let's just hope we don't see any carnage.
Yes. Let's hope people can get their tyres into good nick at the moment. We will have to wait and see. As the safety car should come in this lap. It should do. So otherwise the game is broken. So it should come in. And quite a few people... Timo is probably thinking right now safety car go faster because he's weaving quite frantically at the moment. Just wanted to get away very quickly. So the Mercedes car of the safety car will be leading once more, and then it will be up to Timo to floor it, and that will signify the rest of this race. Here we go. Timo's doing exactly the same to what we saw in the last safety car as well, and we'll see if... I wonder if Weissman's going to do a Max Verstappen technique like we saw with Johan earlier, or will he go behind? They're all weaving quite frantically though. Same with Mata. Mata's back in this race as well. Where did he come from? There's just so many possibilities already that could happen. You just do not give up in times like this, because even if you have a bad start, you get safety cars like this, you're back in this race, you could go guns for glory, and if you just keep it calm and collected, you could win this race. You could even get on the podium. Slenderman. Oh no, Matt's in the wall, and Matta is out of this race as I was saying that, and we are going green. I think we're not going green. We've got a wait, what? Safety car?
Are we green? No, safety car. Is the safety car redeployed? I think it is. What's happened here?
What is going on here?
Oh, Tony and Flexi are off. Now, what has happened? Where it says safety car. Are we racing or are we under the safety car? Well, yeah, safe yellow flags. Oh, we are back racing now. So the safety car.
That was a glitch. That was a glitch.
That was a glitch. But yellow flag certainly flying. Knighton as well in trouble. So he's stuck in the last corner as well. There's a lot of drama is Yaham up through the field. A lot of people have penalties right now. What on earth did we just witness right there? I'm not quite certain what we've seen, but a lot of people with penalties. Acorn covering their battling with Slenderman. Casper up to 4th position now. He's probably going to be over the moon right now in this race. That is back up near the podium. So there, Acorn contact. Hold it. That's what we don't want to see in the castle section. Oh, this is all going to get a little bit close. And
Slenderman's in the wall. And he's
Slender's in the wall. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be happy about that one. A little bit too contact. This is all getting a little bit close for comfort right now. Acorn's in all sorts of trouble. He's like the Noah's
Sam's out as well. Oh my god.
What is going on? Marcon is an out. Oh, they're all going off. And it's like dodgems down the back right now as, well, my oh my, what has happened here in Baku? Well, we wanted some drama. Well, we've got it now. Tony, Ryan adds a lot of people of damage. I don't know who's where. There's yellow flags everywhere. Flexi's out of this race. And Iceman going for the lead here as Tony the second runs into the back. This is the last lap of the race. More yellow flags now in turn 1. And Yaham's in trouble. Are we going to see a last lap overtake here, Jess, between... well, it's got to be. We are on the last lap. So if anything's going to happen, it's got to be very quickly. Casper could get a podium in this, still.
Yep, he could. He could. I think he will still be leading the championship. How things have turned for the Ferrari driver at the moment. He's sliding a little bit, though, as Panos tries to get back on the inside of Ryan Berry. So a lot of people have got damage right now, so missing end plates and all that, so they've got to be careful. The deck's still limping with a front wing damage as well. This is going to get quite interesting into the castle section. Let's hope they don't make contact. Ryan Berry's also got front wing damage, so Mike's trying to get past as well. Let's see if Ryan Berry moves out of the way and they make contact in the castle section. That's Ryan Berry out of the race now. But let's have a look then. Final lap overtake
This is going to be it. This is the bit that matters. He's going to have to get a toe here, and this is going to all be about how much ERS he saved. He's a little bit too early. He wants to get a nice slipstream here through the last couple of corners, and this is going to be crucial. Then let's see. This is the moment. It pulls him. Oh, Timo swerved slightly there. He can't be doing that. But now, has he got enough ERS? It's going to be a race to the line, and they'll be very active. They touch again, but Timo slightly weaved there, right in front. Iceman hit the rear of him. Timo might get himself in a bit of trouble there, because that looked like a little bit too much of a movement too late there. Just stopped him. Iceman in second, Tony in third, Casper fourth, Kai in fifth, Acorn in sixth, Mike in seventh, Tony ahead of Ryan, Newgarden will finish 10th. Everyone else is out this race. Where have they all gone?
Panels is out. What? When did that happen?
Now, where are you, Miss Lat?
Well, Mike got driver of the day. I'm lost for words. That final 2 laps were a bit chaotic, to say the word. Not gonna lie, it was we thought we'd get away with the carnage today around Baku, but obviously we are not. So everyone from 11th downwards is out of this race. Top 10 survived. Timo, Iceman, P1 and 2. Brilliant job from those two. Tony recovered to P3. Casper recovered to P4. Kieran in 5th. Det somehow with a damaged front wing from 17th to 6th. Brilliant job. Mike from last place to 7th. What a recovery from him. You don't have to be the fastest driver around Baku to do well. As long as you get involved in less carnage, you get good points. Tony 8th. The other Tony, by the way. Matt Ryan in 9th from 19th to 9th, and Newgarden from 18th to 10th. And the rest of it, most of the retirements have been in the final few laps, which is Panos, Ryanberry, Johan, Flexi, Thunderman, Pete, and Massata and Red Matt. And the other 2 retirements were from earlier on in the race of George and Ahmed. I'm still a bit lost for words, Liam. I don't know what to think.
What to think even? What happened in those last 5 laps? There was about... we said there was only one retirement earlier on. We said, no, well, there's only one retirement. Now the half of the field's gone. What happened? There's lots of drama, lot of carnage, but I'll let you round this off. And who's your driver of the day, you reckon?
I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I think Mike deserves a bravo for gaining the most positions, but Timo did a brilliant job with Iceman battling there as well. I don't know. They've all been involved in instance somehow, but Timo, I think, has been involved in the least. So for him to get a second win in a row, he's performed so well. He's reserved, for goodness sake. If there's a full-time seat knocking, I think he'll probably be the next one to get that seat and possibly fight for the championship. Liam, what's yours?
I suppose I'd say Casper did a very good recovery job there, all things considered. To get up to 4th, to retain the lead of... I think, of the championship. But, yeah. There'll be a few inquiries after this one. I think the stewards might be a little bit busy, I might say, but I'll let you say the final words, Jess.
Yes, next week we head to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. I won't be here, but Liam will be here with someone. Hopefully that someone will confirm at some point. No graphics, though. Because Liam doesn't have those graphics, sad face. He doesn't have an Elgato like I do. I will be back for round 6 in France. But until now, I've been Jessica Bull. Evil Dragons being Liam New. And Liam will see you next week for the British Grand Prix. Have a good evening, everybody. We will let you go and enjoy the rest of it and recover from the chaotic ending to this Grand Prix. Goodbye.